don't you cry for me.
The Reckless Ray, the Reckless Power Hour, Power Hour, Power Hour.
Father does know best.
What the hell are you mumbling over there? Sounds a lot like I'll be home for Christmas. And why are you wearing that cardigan and smoking a pipe? Also, why are we here on a Sunday morning when we don't work?
Ah, Auggie, my young lad. So much to learn, so much to learn. As I'm sure most of our listeners are aware.
So you mean 75-year-old Caucasians?
As I was saying, as I'm sure most of our loyal, experienced listeners are aware, it is the theme song to Father Knows Best. Some would say the peak of television and the country as a whole, really. White suburbia at its finest. A simpler time. A better time.
I don't think anybody says that, except for maybe the occasional racist and nursing home resident.
You smug son of a bitch, Auggie. You or your freewheeling, hemp-wearing Gen Xers, millennials. You're not gonna cancel the greatest generation on my watch. You hear that, seniors? Old Ray has your back until the end.
You in late-stage kyphosis, maybe.
How many times did
By
I
the
tell you
end, I
not
can
to
only
speak
assume you mean
Spanish
in
in
a
front
few
of me?
short months. God, I'm on fire today.
That right there is your problem, Auggie. Discipline. You lack it. You've obviously never ever received it. You didn't have the strong male role model in your life that you needed. You've been coddled too much. I've tried to be that father figure for you, just like I do for all of our listeners. Excuse me for a minute, folks. I need to refill my pipe here. Damn, that Virginia Red is smooth.
My relationship with my dad is just fine. He just flew in recently to celebrate Father's Day and we played around to golf. Went out for burgers after. Actually got him a free cart with my Groupon. And why are you, of all people, talking about father-son relationships? I thought you and your dad had simultaneous restraining orders against each other.
No, we do. But there's a yearly tradition on Father's Day where we have the restraining orders lifted. We had a nice chat earlier, in fact. I think both of us really got some things off of our chest.
Wow, I'm impressed. That actually sounds, dare I say, healthy, Ray. So are you guys going to get together again then soon?
Don't be ridiculous. I hope that rat bastard burns in hell. Hope you're dead right now, old man.
And less healthy.
But the point is, you need discipline, Auggie. Discipline. The kind Ben Cartwright used to shell out, and the kind you're gonna start learning in the Winterism training course.
Ben who?
Ben f***ing Cartwright. Bonanza. The Ponda f***ing Rosa. What do you do with your life, Auggie? Oh, I suppose you want to talk about some lovey-dovey Stephen Keaton ole bullshit.
Well, I don't base it on 1950s, 60s television and the Nickelodeon lineup, if that's what you're asking.
And we see how well that's worked out for you, haven't we? Well, folks, it's not difficult to see why this country is falling apart when you have people like Auggie who don't even have enough respect to acknowledge some basic American history.
That is rich. You talking about acknowledging American history. Native American genocide, female suppression, systemic racism. Any of that ringing a bell?
Oh, here we go again with the woke propaganda playbook. Cancel the old white people. Blame them for your tough lot in life. I don't know where you get your facts, but I learned mine from the partially segregated halls of Robert E. Lee High. And those history books tell a vastly different story than the hate you and your new age hipster dipster friends like to spew.
Maybe because they're written by old entitled white guys?
You've been reading that Kelly's Twitter feed again, haven't you? This fictitious liberal mumbo jumbo you're yammering about has her stench all over it. And I thought I was clear about this with you. If you continue to word vomit this trash, I'm taking your internet privileges away again.
You can't control my internet, Ray.
That's what you think, friend.
Speaking of playbooks, that's pretty typical white conservative playbook from you. Freedom of speech, constitution, rah, 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 until somebody says something you don't like.
That's it. Consider your internet privileges revoked. Now, I'd like to wrap up this first segment with an annual Father's Day tradition here on the Power Hour, where I field questions from some of our listeners that need answers only a father's wisdom can provide.
But you're not even a father. Well, at least that we know of.
Well, for one, my sperm bank donations, 762 and counting, would beg to differ. Blonde, blue-eyed, 6'2", $1.85 after lunch, I'm your cat.
5'5", pushing 2 bills, more of a balding gray.
And two, I like to think of myself as a father figure to all of our fine listeners here on the program, and to America in general. Excuse me here for a second, friends. I'm getting a bit warm. Just need to take off my cardigan. As I was saying, I've always viewed myself as a father figure to the Power Hour community. So today, in honor of Father's Day, I'd like to dispense some of that wisdom. Auggie, what do we have in the chat box that Papa Ray can be of service with?
Pretty sure the Florida Institute for the Protection of Minors is going to have the same issue with Papa Ray as they did with Uncle Ray.
The question, Auggie, the question.
Ken from Kissimmee writes in, my son just started middle school this past year and has recently been the target of cyberbullying. My wife and I feel it is really hurting his social, emotional growth. Any advice on how we can address this issue?
Someone want to tell me what the hell is meant by social, emotional growth? 3 words that should have absolutely no relation to a fully functioning man.
I don't think we have time to get into the weeds on that one.
Well, from what I can gather, Ken, your son is a pussy. Your job as a dad is to make him not a pussy, which apparently you're failing at. If I knew nothing else about you, I'd say you're a loser, Ken. You know what my old man did when I came home sniveling that big Tommy Deloria stole my lunch? He refused to give me any more until I could protect what's mine. Lost 12 pounds that year. You know what I learned, Auggie?
I'm guessing not social emotional growth.
To be a man. I did what any starving, unloved child in my position would do. Went down to the local Golden Gloves the next afternoon after school and learned the way of the fist. There, in the back of an old 48th Street brothel, I met a disgruntled Vietnam vet who taught me everything I needed to know about fighting. 1 arm, 1 leg, that son of a bitch still whooped my ass. And you wanna know why?
Because he knew how to be a man?
No, it was because he was a biter. That crazy bastard would lock onto your leg like a pit bull on a milk bone. Twitching, flopping, growling. Oh, how I'd kick and scream, but he just wouldn't let go, you know?
No, I can't say that I do.
Within 2 months, I went back to Tommy Deloria and pounded the shit out of him. Like he stood a chance after all those rounds with Crazy Carl. Never seen Pop so proud when I came home. Tommy's lunch. Oh, we cried, he cried.
There it is, yet another touching tale from Ray's childhood.
Let me sleep in the
I'll point out yet again,
that
eerily
night,
similar
my
to
own-
the plot
my
arc
own
from
bed.
Karate Kid.
Fun fact,
I do
until
think it's
was
worth
9,
noting,
I
also for our
slept
listeners,
out in the
that
back
perhaps,
Dad
maybe
said
for
I had
the
to
50th
dispatch
time,
of all the
Ray grew up
rats,
in a
earn my
privileged,
keep.
white yuppie, Greenwich,
did.
Connecticut neighborhood.
Sure,
I'm fairly
Mom
certain
cried
Ray
a
would have
lot,
no
but
idea how to actually fight,
she didn't
as
know
I've
that
seen him multiple times
Dad-
use me as a human
Dad
shield,
was just raising
usually
a
while
winner.
fending off violent advances
jar of
from our
peanut
angry,
butter.
disgruntled listeners.
My bare hands. So you see, Auggie, father truly does know best.
And this truly was a waste of
No,
my
don't
Sunday
you
morning.
cry for me.
The Reckless Ray.
Cry
The
for
Reckless
me.
Power Hour.
Me with
Power
my
Hour.
baby.
Power Hour.